And good Monday morning. How are you today? It is a very chilly morning as you're waking up. 31 degrees outside. We're headed for high 67 before it's all said and done, but that doesn't change the fact it's cold now, isn't it? Plus, as we begin today, don't forget there's frost everywhere. There's a lot of that on the windshields this morning as you prepare and get ready for today. Another thing to consider is the time change. If you haven't changed your clock, it's an hour ahead. In reality, your body says it's 5:30, but it's actually 6:30 in the morning. So we're an hour ahead as we go into spring, but it was nice yesterday afternoon at 7:15, still feeling and seeing some daylight. Makes you want to live again. The winter's just short days, and, well, they end quick, and I don't know what I mean. You don't get to spend as much time outside. I love the time change. I wish they'd leave it this way. See what happens in the future. As we begin today, one of the things that we've got several things that happened over the weekend. For the most part, a very calm weekend. But I do want to remind this. I did see this weekend. I think everybody, or a lot of people, let me rephrase that. You remember the old pull-down staircase out in your garage? I remember that. I saw online to where thieves are starting to use those, climb in your house, and then bust through the attic, the floor of your home, or to the ceiling of your home. This is a picture of that. Look at that. Come in, punch that, and they've got access to your house, and they open the door. So if you've got one, might be a good idea to change that. That was the old way of doing things when houses were built, to have that pull-down staircase out on the carport. A lot of folks had it. You don't have a garage door, that's almost access to your home. It's over in the North Hills area. Something to consider there as you take care of things. Let's see, as we begin today, let's talk about what happened Friday with all the traffic there, I-20, out on exit or mile marker 130 past Split, because we had traffic backed up for hours into Meridian. It was on past 22nd Avenue back towards Sam's, as slow traffic came about, and this was that scene of that. We talked about this on Saturday morning, but still, it was a big deal. This was a chicken truck, frozen chickens, that overturned. If you were not aware of what went on Friday afternoon, this happened there, and what a mess it made as we come about there. And they tried to get that out. It overturned. The driver had a blowout, and him and his son were in the truck, and off in the woods they went. They were okay, banged up pretty bad. And we think about them as they try to get back to their home there without a truck now. As we turn to different things that are going on in the community, we did see that the Meridian Police Department made an arrest in a drive-by shooting. This happened earlier in the year. Actually, it was December the 20th. They also got some other charges. But as we go to this, we pulled this up from the Meridian Police Department. That's Delon Sanders is who this was. This dates back to a December 30th drive-by shooting into a dwelling, is how they put it. He's been arrested and charged. Of course, he not guilty until he faces the courtroom. He's been charged. We'll see how that turns out, but the police department say they've got enough evidence to convict. We'll see how that goes there. Big news Saturday morning as you woke up. This has been a very big concern of everyone in the Newton area of what's going on. There's been so many rumors about more murders. Did not happen in Newton County. It ended up being two young ladies, and that is enough, that lost their lives at the hands of someone. Newton County Sheriff's Department was involved with this. Overall, the FBI leading the investigation of a person of interest in investigating the murders with the Choctaw Indians. The police department, as the bodies were found on tribal land. Sheriff's Department, Newton County, got out early Saturday morning. They were busy. They tracked down and they made an arrest of a person of interest. We'll find out more about this in the days coming. Not a lot has been released. All this is still under investigation. Is why. But this was early Saturday morning as we found out Austin Harrell was arrested. Again, he's in custody, a person of interest. And as you scroll down and take a look at this is the different pictures of him. And this is the lady that has been traveling with him also, Shauna Reynolds. She was arrested with him there in Newton County on Saturday morning. Again, it will be a little while before we get a whole lot of information coming from law enforcement agencies dealing with this. Is such an ongoing investigation, and they are trying to make the right charges. Let me word it that way. But again, there have been so many rumors floating around on the internet that there were 3, 4, I've even seen it up to 5 girls. Absolutely not true. Just the original 2 murders that happened, and that is enough. We'll keep you updated with the very latest on that as all of that begins and comes across. We'll watch it closely so that you'll know exactly what's happening there. As we look at some more stories, now this is concerning. Check your wallet. Make sure when dealing, this happened at Cash Savers, which used to be the old Sack and Save on the frontage road. Remember the 2 cows that set up on top of the store? It's now called Cash Savers, what that store is now. But someone used a fake $100 bill in there. This goes back, it's the same money that was used in Louisville where they seized $7,000 worth of this. As we go to the website and take a look at this at sammedia.network, you can read all about this and look at the picture there. It clearly states the United States play money on the front. But if you're not paying attention and someone pays you that, it can be easily slid off as an actual bill. It looks like it, but it's fake. And they used one of these at Cash Saver over the weekend. The lady rode off on a bicycle. She has not been apprehended. If you know anything about it or seen any of this, contact the Meridian Police Department, Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department when passing off fake money. Not good, not good. Feds get involved in all of that. Federal Reserve in those areas. But watch your wallets. You work too hard for what you get for somebody to give you something fake like that. I'm sure you all agree. Good morning to each of you. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate that as we begin today. Let's see. We've got more coming up here in just a moment. We'll come back with some headlines from around the state and take care of your weather. All of that's on the way. Don't rush off. We begin this morning here. Scotty Ray's weather and the Scotty Ray Report. Be careful. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville are passing along these great savings this week. Cuties or Halos, a 3-pound bag, $6.99. Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, 18-ounce bottle, 2 for $3. Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $11. Brine sliced bacon, 12-ounce package, $3.99. Certified Angus beef chuck roast, $4.99 a pound. And select T-bone steak, $7.99 a pound.
We're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
The back porch of Meridian, located on Highway 19 North, invites you by to take a look at their custom-made woodworking. From wooden tables, chairs, swings, and day beds. Take a step inside and visit the local meat section, where you'll find ground beef, pork chops, and even local milk from Beeson Farms. And if you need a utility trailer, they offer single, tandem, car haulers, enclosed trailers. You name it, they have it. Ask about financing. It's all at the back porch of Meridian, 5570 Highway 19 North. You really can't have too many trailers because you haul different things. I've got several, they're handy. Wanted to mention this, an overnight fire in the Zero community. As we go to this, from what I understand, this was an abandoned home, the 500 block of Johnson Lane. This is out in the Zero community. A mobile home caught fire. Rushed out to help put this out. And again, that was out in the Zero community last night. From my understanding, that was an abandoned home. Thankfully, no one was hurt as we look at things that happen in and around the area. As we go to some of the things going on in the state, this is why would you want to do this? But a Yazoo man in Mississippi has been arrested for trying to start a fire at a church. He was trying to get rid of demons, he said. He'll spend some time in jail for doing such. Jacob Potter, 32, was arrested. He'll face a courtroom before long. I don't know if everyone is aware of this. The Clarion Ledger, I think we've all heard of that, the big newspaper that rolls out of Jackson, Mississippi. And although newspapers, for the most part, are down circulation, I think we all know who this is. But a lady was involved in a wreck on Saturday morning, hit the building. One person ended up dying in downtown Jackson from this. A toddler was in the car. It's okay, but the passenger in the car, when it slammed into the building, was killed. Jackson, Mississippi. You just don't hear of things like that often. But condolences to all the family members that were involved in that death. As we look at other things around the state, a Yazoo County man, we hear this a lot. This happens in our area, every portion of the United States. But a Yazoo County man has been arrested. Why? Well, he was throwing things over the fence to the inmates, like drugs. He'll get to join them now. He'll spend a little time with his friends. They can talk about the day that he chunked it over the fence. contraband. It was at 4:30 in the morning. He thought in the dark he could get away with it, but cameras pick up this stuff. They fire off, and deputies soon arrested him. So that happened. It was over 50 pounds of drugs. Wow. He had a big old sack full. Imagine that will give him a little time there. As we move on to other stories that are happening around the area, we go to Tuscaloosa late yesterday afternoon around 5:30, where a 2-year-old and an adult were killed in a drive-by shooting. These occurrences happen all over. But it happened at 5:30 yesterday afternoon on 19th Street in the Tuscaloosa area. Condolences go out to that family. These things are just horrible as we watch all of this nationwide get worse and worse and worse. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a shame. It's a shame without a doubt. As we go, as you cross that Mississippi River Bridge, the next biggest city, you'll go through a couple of communities, but the next biggest city that you hit is Monroe, Louisiana. I'm sure you've passed through there at some point in your life. Duck Dynasty is from there. This weekend, a lady was arrested. She was rather young, 27. She thought that riding in an ambulance was a pretty good deal. She did for an hour as she eluded police. How do you keep driving an ambulance for an hour? But she kept it up for a solid hour before they finally got her stopped in the ambulance. She had no driver's license. They've got numerous charges on her, and she'll get to spend some time with her friends, too, at the big house, as they say. Sad news out of Nashville. I think we've all heard of this. He was such an influence in country music. As we go to the Earnest Tub Record Shop, have y'all heard of this? Nashville, Tennessee. They're closing down the record shop. Why? Well, there's only one reason for that. Progress. No word if the building will actually make it, but they're closing the Earnest Tub Record Shop for, well, at the end of the day, for more profits. That's what's really happening there. It will be shutting down pretty soon. A business guy owns it across the street. He sold it. This seems to be the big moneymaker in Nashville now is Broadway. It's been probably 10 or 12 years since I went to that strip down through there, and things have changed, I'm sure. You're erasing old Nashville. All the things that made it happen is going away. I hate to see that. I really do. National news this morning. Have you heard this? This was breaking late yesterday afternoon. Tom Brady, of course, we all know, retired from the NFL. Well, after 6 weeks, he's back. He's making a return to the NFL. I'm sure it involves a pretty hefty little pay raise there to come back and do some quarterbacking. We'll follow that story and have more reports on that. Nationwide, these are some scary times that we live in with all of the gas prices and everything shooting extremely high. Y'all see this every day. And the United States has been close attention, and this finally comes out. Where is it headed? We don't know. But Russia did ask China for military assistance. What does that mean? Y'all think about that. It's scary. But we are finding out more and more about that behind the scenes. They're not going to tell us too much with these stories that leak out of all of this. But that's a scary thought. We are on the brink of something very big, and I think we all know that. Over the weekend, we also found out that former President Obama has COVID. He's been tested. He tests positive. Said he had a scratchy throat and was tested, and sure enough, he's got it. Got it at the end, didn't he? As we look around, that kind of covers the state of big headlines that happened over the weekend. We got your forecast next. Remember, right now it is chilly. 31 this morning as you're waking up, starting your day. Got more on the way. We'll be right back.
As the days get warmer, the grass starts growing. Drop in and visit with Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Sicalina, where they've got a complete line of the #1 lawnmower in America, Skag. Whether you're a homeowner or a lawn care service, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower just for you. Plus, they carry Exmark tractors and any part that you may need for your existing tractor or lawnmower. Drop in and see Cole or Buttermilk today. Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, 601-626-8759. Since 1985, Miss Rodney's Muffler Shop has been taking care of you. As a matter of fact, they're ranked as the #1 muffler dealer in the South Central Mississippi area. Still located on 8th Street, where you can conveniently drop in. Well, they offer you all the Flowmaster and dual pipes that you'll need, any custom bending for your vehicle.
They offer mufflers, muffler deletes, and even factory stock mufflers. They can even install a converter for you. 482-8211. 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and they're open until noon on Saturday. I think it's safe to call it now, a dud. Our snowstorm turned out to be not much of anything for our area. We did some light dusting in Kemper County and areas like that. Now, Lauderdale County and places like northern Clark County did see a flur in the early morning hours, but it just wasn't enough to stick. The rain melted that quickly, and as you got to Kemper County, you saw a little bit of that, but the further north that you went into North Mississippi, by the time you got to Tupelo, it was thick. The northern part of the state did get a lot. It just wasn't the central portion of the state getting a lot of the snow. Hopefully that's the last one of the season. We'll see that. I'll have to check with some folks about what that thunder that happened back in February, what will happen with storms coming into, seems like maybe the 17th of February we had some thunder. We'll see if the old Farmer's Almanac holds true on all of that and see what happens. So let's talk weather. First off, let's pull up radar this morning and take a look at what's going on in and around the area as we go to radar this morning and just see. As we pull this up, we see that we've got a freeze warning this morning. That's here, and we are below it there. This drifts all the way down to Clark County, and we come across to Jasper County as well. These areas here northward, we got it all the way up here in Macon towards Stark, Vegas. These areas have got it way over to Columbus, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, into the Carolinas they have it. As we glance around the United States this morning, and again, we've got widespread frost all through this area, this freeze this morning. Nothing really occurring up the Carolinas this morning as we look at this. A little bit of snow up in Minnesota as usual. It's cold up in these areas. 27 as we go in the northern portion, of -2 up in Minnesota, cut across to 16 degrees, a heat wave in North Dakota for those folks. I was just going to check over here in the eastern side of that. Montana, 3 degrees. We've got showers in Portland. It seems to always rain there. And California looks pretty good. A little windy. Same goes for Texas and these areas around El Paso. As we look at northern New Mexico, they've also got a little bit there of the wind in Nebraska as well. So no major storms that are occurring on radar this morning, which is good news. We'll watch all of this and see what happens this week to make sure that all is well. We don't have any bad weather predicted for our area. Thank goodness. All right, let's get into what's happening with the forecast this morning.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at our record highs, our record lows, 2019, 86 on this day. It was warm, wasn't it? We'll get warm today, but not quite that high. We'll get to 67, I believe, is what we're headed for. It is. Today's record low was set back in 93. It was 17 degrees. What a cold day that was. Doesn't seem that long ago, but it really was. As we move forward, sunshine expected today, 67, as I mentioned, for today's high. Over on the west side of the state, right around Vicksburg, crossing to Louisiana, some light showers in that area. But for our part, sunshine, a few clouds early there as we'll wait for this cold air to burn off and get rid of the frost by 9 o'clock today. As we stretch back across and go east into Alabama, Tuscaloosa looking for 65. Same goes for Birmingham. We'll get 66 to 67 right along there in that Livingston corridor down Highway 17 as you go northward there through Geiger and all these areas in Alabama. Down in Troy, about 67 there as you go toward the coast in Alabama. Still that freeze warning for our friends in Alabama this morning for most of the area, including Demopolis, Tuscaloosa, all the way up to Gadsden. It's cold in Alabama this morning. Keep those blankets handy and those fires going there. As we come across to look at what's coming, warmer weather, all of that cold air is going to make its way out over the next 6 to 10 days. As we'll see that eastern Georgia and up to the Carolinas will be a little bit warmer there, and we'll hit normal temperatures as it comes towards us from Texas. All right, let's look at our 7-day forecast of what we've got lined out this week, and this is not so bad as we look at today. Sunshine in 67. Now tonight, a 40% chance of rain will move into the forecast. And we've got tomorrow. It will be a wet one. Don't put away that rain suit just yet. Get your umbrellas ready for tomorrow. As we'll have a 90% chance of showers, most likely in the afternoon. After 2 o'clock is most likely when we'll get that high of about 65. And gusty tomorrow, 20-mile-an-hour gust. Now, our rain that moves in tonight will not be until right at daylight. It'll be after 2 a.m. in the morning as it starts to come about there. We'll get some showers. As we look to Tuesday night, still rain in the forecast, 60% chance tomorrow night. We'll hit a low of about 51. By Wednesday, the midweek, we're backing off on the rain. Only a 20% chance there on Wednesday, a high of 70. It'll be warm. 77 on Thursday. And look at this, highs of 76 Friday, but another chance of rain in the forecast. As we get into the weekend, 71, slight chance of rain. And a beautiful day on Sunday. 73 is what we're expecting. As we jump ahead, 78 on the 21st. It's warm weather. This is spring. You're going to start to see a lot of things start to bloom and come about. It's going to be good-looking weather, what we've got over this. Nighttime lows will primarily not get below 45 degrees over the next 6 to 10 days. Not horrible weather at all. Today, one of those coldest that you'll have for the next little bit as we watch all of this. Now, what's fishing hold for us today? Let's head over to Chet's Paint and Body, and we find out today that our first major time will be at 10:30 this morning till about lunchtime. All about 12:30. Put the reel up and head back to the house. But that's your best times to fish today. We've got that also posted on the webpage where you can take a look and see what's going on with the fishing forecast there. Hope you have fun doing that. Again, today, not bad at all as we get 67 for that high. But again, it's warm right now. We're sitting at 31. We've got Candace getting ready to come in. She'll be here in a little over an hour from now as we prepare for our Monday. Again, let me stress, clocks have changed. We have moved forward 1 hour. Hard to get used to this. My vote, we keep it daylight savings time where you get a little bit more time to do during the day. It'll take us a couple of weeks to get adjusted to all of this, get our bodies back to normal. Get an extra cup of coffee. It'll be all right. That's going to wrap things up. We'll be back here in just a little while. Thank you so much for dropping by and being a part of the Scotty Ray Report, weather and headlines, all that goes on in our community. We'll be back here in just a little bit. Don't forget you can join us on television. We'll be live on that on MeTV here in Meridian, 24.3 or 248 on your cable channel. We're also in Newton. We're also in Philadelphia. Lots of ways to watch us or join us back online. As always, I've urged this. If you get a chance, make sure to come over and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I was going to find you a picture of that. I'll find it here in a little bit. But here we go. Make sure to sign up for that if you've never done this. Another way to pick us up, to watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to that. A great way in case you get in trouble and can't watch on Facebook or other areas, Twitter, any of those areas. Again, I'm rambling. We'll see you here in just a little while. A cold 31 degrees as we wait for that 67. Here from Scotty Ray's Weather. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by our following partners: